Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Oh man, we can do better than that. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm so encouraged by all of you all's story and the power that you bring to the community, from sports to academia. I'm familiar with the If Then campaign. I was honored to cover one of the doctors there on the mall when they had over 100 statues of doctors of all. But what was interesting, it was not enough of us of color that were there. It's the story that allows people to connect. And not only the story in video and also in history, it's the systems that allow that story to go forward, right? And when I talk about systems, I talk about the automation. I talk about creating those campaigns, nurturing those leads for donors through text, through email, through voicemail drops. And those are some of the systems that we're customizing specifically for leaders just like you. Kia has been very instrumental in saying, Jay, this industry needs it. Our people need it. Because a lot of times what happens is we'll meet somebody at an event and we'll say, I'll get right back to you. And it's 2 and 3 weeks before we've gotten back. And that might have been very critical to the promotion of your initiative. But what if you could scan a QR code? I suggest you all do that at some point. And that goes into a nurturing campaign and has that person's information because they fill out a form from your digital business card, right? And now you say, hey, we met you at such and such event. And now you can build a nurturing campaign that is off hands for you, but is on message for your initiatives, right? And so you can have a myriad of those initiatives that allow you to scale, that allow you to pull in those funds automatically, so that your image, your face, your mission, your vision is replicated without you spending 80 hours on the phone, right? That allows you to focus on what you want to accomplish, even with your participants in your programming. What if you could send out a video message to all the students in your program saying, hey, I was thinking about you today, right? Or a text message that had variable data that's had that actual student name in that messaging, right? Now you're connecting, because we all want to say, hey, John, hey, Sally, missed you at the camp last week. But that's just not, we don't have the full resources to do that. But with technology, I had a conversation the other week and I said, you know what? In our community, through technology, we can create our own reparations. We are gifted in so many areas. You all are an example of that, right? And so what we at Ethos Media do, and that's why we have some of the cameras here, so that we can tell the story, so that we take these clips and take these sound bites and push these out to our constituency. Say, this is what we do. Even if it's 5 seconds of a student saying, hey, at a camp, when you're traveling around the country, around to Brazil, go to some of the favelas in Recife, and say, this is what we do. We've exposed our children. You have some of the ghettos in DC, but if you go to the favelas in Brazil, it's a whole different level, right? I've been there on mission trips, I understand, so I appreciate you giving that exposure. In the arena of athletics, having the captivity of all that energy and then segueing it into robotics, segueing into marketing of video and IT and technology and coding and things of that nature. Telling the story allows people to connect. So if you meet a potential donor, you can put them in a list. You can put them in a campaign saying, this is what we accomplished this weekend. And you can immediately send that out to 200, 1,000. We even have a lead generation where we can reach out to small businesses. How many times do small businesses want the opportunity to partner with you, but don't know how to contact, don't have that streamlined focus? And this is how we nurture the campaigns, right? We create the strategy of the messaging that needs to go out. Now you can send 5 emails and then send a voicemail drop, and that voicemail goes into their system. You didn't pick up the phone call. The system did that. I sent out a campaign last week. We did 200 voicemail drops, and when you see a missed call on your phone and you see the name, and you might not recognize the name, you're gonna call it back and be like, hey, I saw I missed your call. That gives you an open opportunity to introduce yourself. Small businesses always return call, I promise you, because they think it's business. They don't want to miss it. But you say, hey, I'm with this organization. We help youth in the DMV or around the country with this, that, or the third. Would you be interested in being a sponsor of one of them? Would you be interested in, and this is all outgoing marketing, which we often are terrible at. We're terrible at outgoing. We expect, because we put it out, because we build it, they're gonna call us. We've done the work, but we gotta start outgoing messaging through automation. That's how you nurture campaigns. That is the crux of building the revenue that you need to help you move forward, scale and grow, and be of service. Christ was the greatest service. He was the greatest servant. And you all have the ability to serve the greatest.